Alright, so I'm going to do a video showing how to open up and disassemble this Lenovo Ideapad 330S-15IKB. So first what you want to do is remove all the screws, of course. For this you would use a PH1 or J1 screwdriver. So you'll remove the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so remove those 10 screws. They are the same size, but usually try and keep them in order. I like to put the same screw back where I took it out just in case. Alright, so once you get all the screws out, what you want to do is open the screen slightly so that way you can have the body staying up like this. And then use your fingernails or a pry tool to get between the gap for the base and the palm rest, and then pull it out. So I like to use my thumb to push on the palm rest and then pull out with my other fingernails. Be careful not to push on the trackpad because you don't want to push that into the computer. Okay, so once you get that side out, you can close the screen. Alright, turn it over. Go along the other side. I use my fingernail, but you can use a pry tool if you don't have fingernails. Alright, slide it along, go like that. Same thing with the other side. I opened this once already, so the clips are a little bit easier to come out, but basically just pry along there. And then for the back side, I use my fingernails and my palm. I push with my palm and pull up with my fingernails to pull up these clips, okay? Let me see, did I? Oh yeah, I did count that screw. Okay, so once you do that, pop up the lid, you can take it off. Alright. And here you can see the battery connector. To disconnect the battery, usually I like to grab the edges, but on this one the edges are too small, so I just grab the cable as close to the connector as I can and then just wiggle it side to side from this way or up and down. And then as you do that, the connector will slowly come out. Don't try and pull too hard, because if you pull really hard, sometimes you can break off the connectors. So just keep wiggling it and it'll eventually pop out just like that. So there you go. Alright, if you need to take out the battery, there's just a few screws holding it in place. They actually label it on the battery. I'm not going to take it out because I don't need to do that for this repair. But here you go. The battery model number is L14M2P21. Okay, so that's the model number of the battery. Alright, so you got this one board here with the cable. This board has the power button as well as the CMOS battery. I need to reset the BIOS because the board is having some weird issue. So to do that, well, usually after you remove the regular battery, you want to hold the power button for about 15 seconds just to drain any residual power. Alright. You can also remove the CMOS battery if you're planning to do like a BIOS reset or something, but most people won't need to do that. So just remove the regular battery and then hold the power button. Alright, once you do that, then that's how you remove that connector. This connector, if you need to replace it, you can flip up this black tab and then you can pull the connector out. To put it back, you just slide the connector back in. Alright, line it up and then push the little tab back down. Alright, this piece is replaceable. It doesn't look like you need to remove the hinge screws. So if you're having a problem with the power button or the one key recovery button or this SD card slot or USB port, you can replace this board. Okay, so this connector goes to here, and then you got the keyboard connector here. It comes up the same as this. You got this, I believe this is for the trackpad. Then you got the speaker connector here. This one has the wings, so I would usually grab it by the sides and wiggle it to pull it out, and it connects to both the speakers here. Okay, then you got the M.2. This one already has an SSD, but if you wanted to upgrade it for more storage or something, you can replace this. But yeah, it's a 2.5-inch SATA hard drive. You can put a hard drive or an SSD. I don't recommend putting hard drives anymore. I always use SSDs. If you're curious which types, I have videos on how to upgrade and which types I recommend. Okay, so remove those 4 screws if you want to take the hard drive out. These 2 are longer, so just keep that in mind. And then you should be able to slide it back. Let me see if there's a trick to this. Okay, so I lifted it up slightly and then I'm wiggling it back. I don't think you have to lift it. I just lifted it because it was kind of stuck on this foam pad. So normally you can just slide it back without lifting it up. And when you put this back, make sure the hard drive tabs here go underneath this metal plate. Okay, so that's that. And then underneath this metal plate, they actually label here that there's screws or these little clips. So they integrated the RAM cover to cover everything. I don't know why. Maybe it helps with heat a little bit, but yeah. Okay, so let's see. Are there any other screws I need to remove? Okay, I don't think I need to remove any of those screws. Okay, so I removed the one screw here for the hard drive, or these two screws for the hard drive, and then this one screw here, and you should be able to lift this up now. Okay, make sure you don't undo these other screws here. Those are kind of a trap. If you remove those screws, you're actually lifting up the heatsink, and then you're going to have to redo the thermal paste. So make sure, unless you're going to redo the thermal paste, don't remove those screws. They do have these little clips that are holding it in place, so make sure that if it's getting stuck, just pry closer to the clips. Don't pry from back here, because if the clip is holding here and you pry it, it's going to actually bend the metal plate. So there you go. That's how they cover the RAM slot. So it looks like the other stick of RAM is either underneath or it's integrated. I'm not too sure, but this is a DDR4 RAM slot. Alright, then you got the wireless card here. Same with all the other models. To remove the wireless antennas, you just pry up from the tail. Don't pry up from the front, just go from the tail, lift it up, and it'll pop off just like that. Okay, so that's how you would do that. Let me see if there's anything else. All these other ports are secured to the board. It looks like there's also a M.2 SSD slot here. I don't know if this supports PCIe NVMe SSDs or just SATA. So that, if you're curious, you'll probably have to do a little Googling to find that information out. Same thing with finding out the speed of the RAM. I'm not sure what this port's for, but most likely this is for a keyboard backlight cable. So if your keyboard, some of the models will support keyboard backlighting, I'm guessing that's what that's for. But that's pretty much all there is to this. If you are disconnecting the LCD cable, make sure you disconnected the battery and held the power button. And if you need to take this out, usually what I do is I pull on this little plastic piece, and then I pry up with my fingernail or pry tool on the side. So just go on the edge and then just pop it up. Let's see here. There you go, just like that. So try and pry from the side. Don't try and pry from around the other sides because you can damage these pins. Okay, and that's pretty much all there is to this. The processor is soldered to the board, so you can't upgrade that. Actually, maybe I'll lift this whole board out just because this person was having an issue with their computer not turning on. So I might as well take it all out just to make sure that it's not some weird issue with their board. Okay, so I'm going to take all the screws out for the battery. Okay, let's see. So there's two on the bottom, there's one on this side, and then there's two up here. Alright, so we'll remove all those screws. Looks like I might have to remove the fan as well. Alright. Okay. So the battery, I'm going to move it aside. There are the speaker cables running through it, so make sure to thread it out. Okay. So we'll take out the battery. Got the keyboard connector here. You can lift that up and then pull the keyboard connector out. Same thing with the trackpad connector. Pull that little tab up. Then you can pull this out, and then this, you can wiggle it out. I probably shouldn't lift this whole thing out. I don't know. I think she hasn't had this computer too long. Maybe some credit cards, they'll cover like additional warranties. So I don't want to damage that sticker. If I damage it, then she's definitely not going to be able to get that warranty. So yeah, I don't think I want to remove this whole thing because her warranty will be void. Yeah, no, I'm gonna leave that in there. So we'll see if that's a possibility. If not, maybe I'll make another video completely taking this out. But yeah, I don't think there's much under there. Usually if you want to see what's underneath the motherboard, I would look for the model number and then you can find the motherboards online like eBay or sometimes like places in China like AliExpress, and then you can see pictures of the back. So if you wanted to check if there's other stuff like another stick of RAM, you can do that, but most likely the RAM is soldered to the board on the other side. Okay, so that's pretty much all there is. Oh, there's also the DC jack connector here. If you want to replace that, you do have to take the hinges screws out and then lift the hinge up, and then you can just wiggle this connector out and take that out. Yeah, and the trackpad, there's a screw holding this here, and there's screws underneath. So if you do want to take out the trackpad, you can. You just have to remove the whole motherboard. So I'm going to check with my customer, see what they want to do, because it looks like if I want to get to the other end of the motherboard, then they're going to have to call their credit card company and see if they can get the repair fee reimbursed. Okay, so hopefully this video helped you. If it did, please like and subscribe because that'll help me. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.